Hi there. So today we're going to stretch our pec minor and we're going to activate our rhomboids. So we know that pec minor gets into a lot of trouble because people that sit at desks and they have rounded shoulders and things like that. So we know pec minor is a depressor of the scapula. So it brings the scapula down. It is a protractor, so it brings our scapula forward, and it also is a internal rotator of the scapula. So we want to get that pec minor to actually do the reverse of all those actions. So we want to create a little bit more external rotation. We want to create a little more retraction in actions like that. So we can use a pole or a doorway to do this stretch. It's a little bit more gentle than some of the other ones that we've looked at. So let's give this a try. So the arm is going to be not at 90, it's going to be slightly here. And we want to think about keeping that position, right? So it's more, we're thinking about depressing and protracting, right? So we're going to come here, hold on to our pole or our wall, put our front foot forward of the affected side, shoulders are forward, hips are forward, take a breath in, and then lean in gently, gently to stretch that pec minor. Hold it for about a count of 3 to 5, come out, and then breathe in, and then go back in. So what you should be feeling is a gentle stretch in that pec minor. So I would repeat that probably 8 times just to get a gentle, nice stretch for that. So instead of having arm out like this, like we've done in the past, we're just kind of bringing it in a little bit just to give you a little bit more relief to focus on this. So next thing we're going to do right after that is we're going to activate the rhomboids. So rhomboids are responsible for adduction, a deduction of the scapula, or retraction of the scapula. There are 2 parts of the rhomboids. There's rhomboid major and rhomboids minor. Rhomboids minor, which attaches from our cervical vertebrae 7 and to T1, thoracic vertebrae 1. That one is responsible for upward rotation of the scapula. The rhomboid major is more of the retractor of the scapula. So that part of the muscle goes from T2 through T5, so thoracic vertebrae 2 through thoracic vertebrae 5. So what we want to think about when we're activating the rhomboids is we want to think about that retraction motion, right? So we want to put our arm in the proper position to actually recruit those fibers properly. So there's a couple ways you can do it. I'm going to show you just using your own body, and then I will show you one with a band if that's something that you feel like trying. So let me see here. I'm going to turn my body the opposite way so you can actually see what my arm is doing. So we want to put our arm in, so here we are at 90 degrees. We want to go down a little bit so it's more of like maybe a 45. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure we're nice and stable in our hips, our glutes. We have a little tension in our lower body just for stability. And what I want you to do is pretend you're holding something here, a band, an invisible band. And I want you to take that band and I want you to retract it, like pull it away. Because I want you to be retracting and feeling the fibers of rhomboid moving the medial border of the scapula towards your vertebral column, okay? And thinking about retracting and really focusing on nice, slow and controlled activation, okay? So retraction. Now keep in mind, you need to be careful because what will happen sometimes is people will upper trap. So some people will elevate to retract. Be very, very mindful of that upper trap. So we want to keep that upper trap down, okay? Because we're just focusing on rhomboid. We may get a little bit of mid trap involved in there, but really we're focusing on the rhomboids. So we want to think about that retraction. If you feel like you want to add a little bit of resistance to it, you certainly can. Just be mindful and careful that you're doing the right action. So you can put your arm in the same position that you did just now with nothing, and you can hold your band. So we were using an invisible band before, but now we can use a regular band. And depending on how you feel, get yourself positioned properly, and then you can create that nice retraction with the pull of the band, okay? So depending on how you feel and what you're comfortable with doing, you can do either of those, okay? As long as you're really, really recruiting that rhomboid. So let's see how that goes. I'm sure that there'll be a difference creating that retraction for you. So let's see what happens. Thank you so much.